Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Wednesday night stream where I'm going to be finishing up my coat mock-up here, which if you've been following along or if you've seen the photo that I posted today is almost completely done. I was going to try it on for you guys and let you take a look at how it all looks together. I did some changes to the front from what I had set up before. I guess you can't really see. So looking at the front, I basically decided to slide this over a little bit, and I only drew one because that's just going to get copied digitally. I'll basically be able to trace that and copy and paste it in the correct positions, and so that's the end of that. Link fan, thanks for the $20 donation, getting us started tonight. Oh, okay, yeah, it did all get refreshed. I forgot to do that, but thankfully Jared came up here and clicked my correct buttons. Heck yes, yeah, it's been a popular week for live streaming, I think. I've seen a lot of friends. I actually have multiple friends streaming right now, which I wish that we had different schedules, but that's how it works sometimes. Alright. I also am drinking my tea out of my totally on-brand Zelda mug that my sister got me for Christmas, so yeah, that worked out pretty nicely. Alright, so most of my work here is done. I have a little checklist for what I need to... The 2D Geek, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to our stream tonight. So one of the things that I've been putting off that I'm ready to do in tonight's stream is, I've got this coat more or less ready to go. In fact, I'm just going to put it on for you guys right now so that you can see it all. I've got it more or less ready to go with all the designs and everything. The last thing I need to do is cut out the front panels below this line that I drew. I've been avoiding this until the very, very end because I didn't want to mess that up, and I wanted to make sure that I had the ability to change it at any time leading up to the finishing touches. But I think that I'm finally ready to commit, and I'm gonna go ahead and start by cutting that out right now. So you guys, I decided to save it for the stream so that I could do this live and be like, alright, I'm finally going for it. Cinnabun Buns, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you're able to come to the stream for the first time. I hope that you enjoy it. Okay, so I'm just going to try to lay this out here. Okay, good, you can see most of it. I'm going to use my phone as a paperweight and move this. Abby, thank you for the compliment on my hair. It's been... I kind of don't... I don't change it very often. Alright. And I've got my scissors ready. And I'm just gonna start cutting. So, I'm cutting out the front part of this panel, but I'm also cutting off the seam allowance on this side because it's not gonna need to attach to anything else. This is just gonna be an open edge, and this is gonna have a bias trim on it. So it's gonna be like a binding, so I don't have to worry about keeping a seam allowance right here. I'm just going to cut it off flush with where I want the edge of the coat to be. So I'm just going to cut through, so I'm just cutting almost directly on the seam, but cutting off all of the allowance and everything on the opposite side as well. I'm just going to try to guide this with my hand and not cut myself. Unless you're hoping that I'll draw blood on a stream for the first time. Well, I think that's the first time. Have I ever bled on stream before for you guys? I try to do my bleeding in the privacy of my own home. So I feel like once I get this part cut out, I will finally have the truest representation of what this is going to look like. Which is why it's the very last step for me. I'm just going really slowly so that I can line my scissors up with that spot where it's ironed into a crease. Okay, cool. I hate lightning fast. Am I familiar with Kigurumi? I was thinking of doing that with Binding of Isaac cosplay. Yeah, I'm familiar with Kigurumi. Those are like the animal onesies. I mean, they're usually animals. They don't have to be animals, but I think a lot of the time they're generally animals. So I can cut this out with my scissors, or I can cut this out with my trusty rotary blade, which is what I'm gonna do because I think it'll be easier to show. Alright, it's not sliding anymore. Let me grab my ruler really quickly. Okay. Let's see. Red Bart is asking, I know you mentioned this mock-up is made of canvas fabric, but what's the main coat / front piece going to be made of exactly? The coat is going to be made out of a wool polyester blend. In fact, I will get it out and show you guys exactly what that looks like. I talked about it a little bit on my last stream. I'm going to need to use scissors to get into that corner. I talked about how I was originally interested in using like a real wool because that's a really nice type of fabric. But the problem that I was having was that you just can't find real wool that is white enough because it only bleaches to be like off-white basically. You can't get it whiter than that. It just like physically won't be lighter. At least as far as I'm aware, I was never able to locate any that was like a true white. And there we go, there's the first part of it. Goodbye, mock-up. And now I'll do the other side. This is going to fray a little bit, and this seam here could potentially come apart, which is why I didn't want to do this until the very end. But I'm about to rip it all apart anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Alright, other side. Oh, anyway, so I ended up finding a polyester wool blend. So it's only like part wool and part polyester. And since polyester is synthetic, they can make it in whatever color they need. Unlike wool, which has its limitations. So it's much, much whiter than I would have been able to find with a pure wool. So that's why sometimes you have to make some compromises, but I think that this was the right compromise to make because I'm going to be ideally photographing this on a snowy background, like against real snow. And so if the real snow is like a really nice pure white and then the coat itself it's just going to look way more yellow and off-white compared to the snow itself. So that's why it mattered to me more so than it normally would have. Because I'm going to be on snow. You're going to be able to tell exactly how white my coat is. Alright, and now cutting my one last seam up this way. Yes, I am making the winter version, as someone asked and answered for each other. So yeah, this is... She wears this costume for like one cutscene in the new DLC. And if I'm being completely honest, I haven't even seen that cutscene. I'm going to finish the DLC. But I've poured so many hours into that game, I don't even feel bad at all for just cosplaying this before I get there because Zelda's always cute and I just want to be another cute Zelda. But yeah, I was thinking about doing a couple other versions as well. Like, I definitely want to do the regular version. Oh, Shia Does Stuff donated $10 saying, let me read this. Getting into that real Katsu Crunch. Joining you for streams is always a pleasure, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. Thank you. I hope that you have a lovely weekend as well. Scarlet Moth, thank you so much for subscribing. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I really want to make the default Zelda outfit because that one looks comfortable, but I also want to make that like ceremonial robe. And it feels like all of my friends are making some versions of Zelda right now, or a lot of people are making Zelda or Link. So I want to make both Zelda and Link, and then just wear all of my costumes with everyone that I can. But yeah, I have many more Zelda plans. Zelda as a series, and Zelda as a character. You know Scarlet Moth? A lot of us know Scarlet Moth. She's awesome. Puppy snacks, thank you. Yeah, this is my more or less my dream sewing room setup that I've spent the last several months putting together, but I'm really happy with it, and that's good. It's good to feel happy in your work environment because it's, I guess, easier to be motivated and ready to work. Hey Tiffy, welcome to the stream. Alright, well I just finished cutting out the front panels, which was one of the more nerve-wracking parts for me. So now I'm going to put this on again. Yes, this is another pajama party stream. I guess I'm wearing like an actual shirt, but I've got my pajama pants on again for maximum coziness. And now I'm going to fit this. Hey, World of Gwendana, yes. Oh, Army of Ancients, thank you so much. Bought some fake grass for a photo set that I want to build. I'm going to sit back down and chat with you guys about that. On my wish list, I put some stuff that's intended to make like little indoor photo areas where I can do photo shoots. So that's why there's like a bunch of random stuff on the list, including fake grass, which thank you so much. For that, Army of Ancients. That was extremely kind and generous of you. So that's why I have fake grass and fake flowers and stuff on there. So anyway, yeah, World of Gwendana says a color correction layer can always help, like replace a color, or if it's too yellow or whatever, you can do that in post. But since I end up working with a lot of different photographers at various conventions, you know, you can't always ask everyone, or you can't always control how other people do their edits, although of course I feel like my friends would always be open to that type of feedback. So in general, I just want to try to get it right on my end whenever I can, and reserve using edits and things for situations where I can't control the outcome. Alright, so I'm going to pin that really quickly. And I'm just going to use my camera / monitor as a mirror right here. So this doesn't have to be pinned perfectly, I'm just trying to like illustrate for you guys what it looks like. Thank you, Scarlet Moth, for saying it fits well. So this is what we're looking at. I think this is hitting in pretty much the right spot. The bottom is right above the knee, like my kneecap is here and the bottom is right there, which let me look at hers. Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate. There we go. There we are, twinsies. How am I going to have the top piece connecting? I think I'm going to use like a little hook under here. There's a couple different ways I could go about it. Right now I just have like a tiny overlapping panel, so I have a couple of options there. So I wanted to let you guys in on my little checklist. Heck yes, Shelb C, thank you so much for the Jumbo Wonder Clips, which those are like these little clips that I use in a lot of my cosplay progress and to like hold fabric and stuff together. That's what these are. These are the small kind, but I had some jumbo ones on my wish list, which Shelb C has very generously got for us, and it says, I feel like you can never have too many of these. You are correct, Shelbs. I agree with you on that. So the things that I keep in mind on my mock-up whenever I know that my mock-up is ready and I'm ready to move on is the fit, the general fit, which I'm pretty happy with this fit. As you can see, I left a little bit of extra room in it. It fits the curves of my body, but it's not really tight. And the reason for that is because this fabric is thinner than the final fabric that I'm going to be using to build this coat out of. So I wanted to make sure that there is going to be still room for once that thicker fabric is used to make sure that it's still nice and cozy and not too tight. Because if I made this mock-up totally form-fitting in a thinner fabric and then transferred the same pattern to a thicker fabric, it would be too tight. So I'm going to be able to make fine adjustments if I want to make it just a little bit more room, or take it in just a little bit. I have that ability to do that in the final version, but I want to get as close as possible with my mock-up. So for that reason, I left a little bit of space on the inside. There's room for me to wiggle it around. I can pinch it in probably like an inch or two on each side. And that's fine, and I'll be able to fine-tune that in my final version. So there's the fit that I'm going to check off my list and say that one is ready. Oh yeah, you guys can see the back too, and there's like a little slit for the butt, a little butt slit. So the fit is good. The silhouette is the other thing I like to look at. Like, silhouette refers to the shape of the costume, specifically like the outline, as if you were looking at it in silhouette. So just the general shape of it, you know, is this the same shape as the reference that I'm looking at, or is it too wide or too narrow, or what adjustments need to be made? You know, does the cape hang the same way? And those are all things that I keep in mind when I'm making the mock-up, and I'm pretty much ready to sign off on that one too. So I'm going to say that this is, the silhouette is good to go. Just checking in on the chat. Yeah, I'm also going to be having it layered over my clothes, so I don't want it to be too tight because, you know, I got to have some room inside. Scarlet Moth got a photo light, a portable black light. Thank you so much. That's like a flashlight, which I'm sure that once I get that, I'm going to be having way too much fun and or horror in cosplay convention hotel rooms, finding all of the things that I don't want to find on the bed with a black light. But thank you very much. Scarlet Moth, that was, yes, Scarlet Moth. Says, you're going to have all the stuff you need for a great photo set by the end of the stream. Thank you so much, Scarlet Moth. I hope so. That would be nice. Okay, so I'm ready to go ahead and take this off. I'm happy with the fit, I'm happy with the silhouette, and those are the things that I really needed to take a look at while I was wearing it. Hopefully you guys could see the same things that I was talking about, and that made a little bit of sense. Black lights in hotels are a bad idea. Yeah, I have a very specific thing planned for that black light, so that's why it was on the list. I probably wouldn't use black light in just a general photo set, but I don't want to give too much away because it's a project that I haven't really talked about yet. But I'll just say it this way. I have at least one costume. Oh, Army of Ancients, thank you for the fake lilies. That's for an Aerith costume because Aerith carries lilies. She says, couldn't get the portable lights, this is good enough. Well, thank you very much. And Dragsaw also donated $9, which might have just been a repeat of the other one, which thank you so much. What was I going to say? Oh, right. So I've made at least one costume that is blacklight reactive, and so my intention is to use the blacklight specifically for lighting certain areas of that costume. So it's not supposed to light up the whole outfit or my face or other things, but that's my intention for the blacklight. All right. And yeah, I probably shouldn't turn the black light on in the hotel room because I don't really want to know. You see boots behind me? Yeah, I have those boots ready for this costume as well. All right, so back to business on this. I've got my checklist here. I do have a literal checklist that is gonna help guide me on my stream tonight. Okay, fit and silhouette are good. So the last thing I need to think about before I start ripping this apart and using it as a pattern is whether or not I need to make any additional notes anywhere on it. Mr. Pockets Mix just subscribed. Hi, friend. I know you. Thanks for subscribing with your Twitch Prime. Alright, so I've got some scrap fabric here. One of the things that I need to fix on my mock-up is Spencil just subscribed. Thank you so much. You're subbing for cosplay? Heck yes. I appreciate that. Kaibu is asking, how do I play music without headphones on? You are hearing it through my desktop, and I'm hearing it through my speakers, but the volume is pretty low. So that's how you hear it. I can sort of hear it. I can't hear it really loudly, but I can hear it enough to enjoy it. And you guys can hear it straight through the computer, so that's why you're not hearing it like through my microphone. You think you will enjoy cosplay? I hope so. Anyway, so I have some scrap fabric that I just picked up. This is from the front part that we cut off. And what I'm going to do with it is just create like the barest little add-on to this area. I'll show you. It'll make sense. So at this point, I'm doing any like last-minute fine corrections for just various parts of the costume in general. So my scraps here are very small. I just cut off like these two little triangle pieces. They don't need to be very big. And what I'm going to do is, oh wow, that's like perfect almost. Almost perfect. You can do this with pins, you can do this with tape, but I'm basically just going to be like trying to smooth out this line, because right now it's jagged, the ends don't all meet up, and that's the result of me making various like changes to this mock-up over time as it develops. So on my final coat, I want this to be nice and smooth and look really pretty. So I'm just making a little visual marking of where, of like the new shape that this fabric needs to have. And I'm gonna cut this like fraying area off because it's not doing anything for me. Mallow Ninja's asking how are Jared and I able to do things in the same house at the same time without bothering each other. And it's mostly just that we're far enough away in the house that it's not really a disturbance. Like, I'll play my music at a pretty decent volume when it's just me, and maybe Jared will be recording elsewhere in the house, but because he's just far enough away, it doesn't really make a difference. Okay, so this isn't cute because there's just straight up tape on it now, but it doesn't really need to be cute. It just needs to do the job of creating a smooth line now, and I know that I need to extend these panels up just a little bit to make sure that they're meeting at all of the edges. So I'm only doing that on half of the mock-up because I'm only going to be taking apart half of the mock-up. I don't need to do both sides. I'm going to take apart half of it and then mirror it because it's symmetrical, and there's no reason to do both sides. You're just making yourself do more work. There we go. Yeah, we do have, well, Jared has soundproofing foam in his office, but I don't really need it because I've got so much other stuff in this room. His office is like relatively more empty, and so the sound tends to bounce around in there more. Okay, so there's one thing that was on my list of like fine-tuning any kind of edges that need to be realigned or changed. So I've got that off of my list. And my last thing that I'm going to do before I start ripping this apart is to take my marker, which I thought I had one like ready to go. Welcome to my stream and me never having my stuff just like set up. Come on, I've got my marker out. Where is it? Well, here's one. And here's the other one that I was looking for. It was sitting here all the time, all along. Okay, so any last markings that I want to make on this at all, now is the time to do it. How's the new house going? The new house is going very well, although I've been so busy with this that I haven't been doing as much work on it as I was before. And what did I just do? I hit something that I wasn't supposed to. Oh no, what did I do? I like hit something. Okay, I'm calling Jared. Jared, help me! See, this is why I can't be trusted with my own stream, because I don't know how to set my stuff up. But hey, you can still see what I'm doing right now in this big camera. I just don't know why my, everything suddenly got huge. I'm literally just calling. Hey Jared, I messed up my stream. Can you come help me? Alright, see you in a minute. Bye. Alright. So this last thing that I'm going to be doing is making any markings for new seam allowances that I need to add. So this is just a drawn line on the surface of this panel, but I'm going to cut it apart. So I'm making a note for myself right now to add a seam allowance, which that's just my abbreviation. I don't know what I did. I was moving stuff around and I hit some button or something and it just like took away my and then I've tried resizing it and it like won't.
What the heck?
Exactly. Try going to a different scene. I haven't done that yet.
Wow. Alright. Try doing that for a second.
Yeah, it's like the resolution is messed up or something.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know.
I've never seen this.
Okay, see, it's not my fault, or it is my fault probably, but even Jared has not seen this before.
Is there undo?
I don't know, I tried Control Z and nothing happened.
Huh.
What did I do?
I have no idea. It could just be OBS breaking.
Screwing up?
Yeah, it may not necessarily be your fault. So I wouldn't worry too much.
Wee woo. The wee woo emote is going. Okay, and I'm gonna make the same note. I'm just gonna continue while Jared tries to figure out what I messed up. I'm gonna make the same note on the other side. So this line is gonna be cut and I'm gonna need to add a seam allowance to both halves to make things correct. Close out OBS and restart. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, that means you have to restart this.
I'm gonna have to start the stream. So sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna take a moment and end the stream. I'll be back within like a minute. And all of our settings and stuff should carry over. So, sorry guys. I'll see you on the other side.